Alrighty. Welcome to Applying Chart Layouts and Styles. This is the two-page tutorial on Excel 236 and 237 for Module 9 in our book. A chart layout is basically a predefined arrangement of chart elements. So we just talked about chart elements. That's the chart title. That is the value the value axis title, the horizontal axis title, the legend. Okay, so those are objects within our chart. So basically a chart layout is a predefined arrangement of those chart elements. And then we have a chart style, which is a predefined set of chart colors and fills. So that's kind of akin to like a theme. And if we change the theme, then it changes those colors and those styles depending on the style that we chose for the chart. So with our chart selected, we have Chart Tools, Design, and Format. So if we take a look at the Design tab, again, we have the elements. Here's where you find the quick layout. And the quick layout is going to determine where the elements are going to appear on our chart. So if I take a look, here is layout 1. And it says that it's going to show the following elements. The chart title, the legend's going to be on the right, the horizontal axis, the vertical axis, and the major grid lines. Okay, so if I select that, it looks just like it did. If I come over here and hold my cursor over this one, this is layout 2. So it's telling us that we have a chart title, the legend is at the top, the data labels are on the outside end, and we have a horizontal axis. So because we have data labels, it's not going to give us really the value axis, right? So you don't see that value on the left-hand side because we have the data labels on the bars themselves or the columns themselves. So here would be layout 3, and it's telling you what it's going to show you. It's also showing you in the chart what it's going to look like. So this is the Windows Live preview. This one actually shows a data table. We're going to talk about why we would use that or why we wouldn't use that. Here's layout 6, layout 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So basically there are 11 predefined layouts for a clustered column chart. There could be more or less for different types of charts. Okay, so that's a layout. It deals with elements. It deals with where the elements are going to be found on our chart. And then we have a style. So if we take a look, this is our chart styles group. Okay, and so this is the current style. This is style 1, and they're really unique with their naming. Now we have style 2, right, and style 3 and style 4, and you'll notice that as I point to them with my cursor, it changes the view of the chart in my worksheet. Okay, so here we go, and then we have a more button. We have more. So here's style 14 and style 13 and 12 and 11 and 10 and 9. Okay, so let's just choose one. I'm going to choose this one. I don't know. I'm not going to choose that one because I don't really like the data labels. I'm going to choose this dark one right here. So I have all of my elements, basically my chart title, my value axis, my category axis, and my legend. So I'm going to go ahead and choose style 8. And what I want to do now is I actually want to switch my rows and my columns. So remember, back a couple videos, we said that the labels for the rows become these categories, right? And the labels for the columns become the legend. Well, we're going to switch the rows and the columns. So essentially what that's going to do is it's going to make my January, February, March into my categories, and my stores are going to be the legend. So I'm going to come up here to the Chart Tools Design Data group, and I'm going to click Switch Rows and Columns and watch what happens. So now, instead of being January, February, March down here in the legend, now this is red, and this says, okay, this is now your legend, and these are now your categories. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, make sure you let me know. I'm going to switch them back. I'm going to switch them back because I like it better this way. Okay. Now, what if, we're going to take a look at this too, and this isn't in this little 2-page tutorial, but I think it's pretty important to understand this. If you don't create the chart properly and you don't have the right amount of information, you might have something that looks like this. Come on, come back. There we go. So here we have this chart. And essentially it looks the same. We have Oakland, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego. But look down here for my legend. Instead of the legend actually saying January, February, and March, it says Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3. Doesn't make any sense. What is Series 1? What does blue represent? So we need to understand this. So with this chart selected, I would come over here to the Design tab, and I would say I want to select the data. So here it says, here's Series 1. I need to click this. I need to edit it. And I need to tell it that Series 1 is January. Okay, here's that. Series 2, edit. That's February. I'm just clicking on the cell, C3. And it says Sheet 1, exclamation mark, $C, $3. So it means that in Sheet 1, the cell C3, which it will not change because we have an absolute reference there, that's the value that we're going to use for Series 2. Now we have Series 3. We're going to do the same thing. Edit. I'm going to tell it that should be March, and I'm going to say OK. So now instead of having Series 1, 2, and 3, I have January, February, and March, just like it should be. And you can do the same thing over here. If you fail to select this information, we can change these by clicking on one, clicking edit, saying this is Oakland. San Francisco, edit. This is, San Francisco. And then we're going to tell it OK. So now we have a chart that has the information that we actually need. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. Okay, so that is applying chart layouts and styles. So a layout is a predefined arrangement of chart elements, and a style is a predefined set of chart colors and fills. So make sure you understand the difference between those two. So meet me on the next video where we'll talk about customizing those chart elements. Thanks.